Hello everybody and welcome to a little video where we're going to talk about the WoW token. And if you don't play WoW and you're like, I'm going to tune out now, don't. Because if you're a person who plays any Blizzard game, Overwatch, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Diablo, anything like that, this is going to be of interest to you because it's going to change the way people play those games. Now, just as a quick little background, the WoW token, for those of you who don't know or not, it's not a new idea. It's been in the games, in separate games like WildStar with its cred system and EVE Online for many, many years. But WoW recently had taken on this system where essentially, if you're a person playing the game, you don't have a lot of gold, you can spend $20 and buy one of these tokens, and then you can sell this token in the game on the auction house to another player for gold. So it is a legal way to buy gold. On the other side of it, the people who are buying these tokens can exchange this token for game time. What this realizes itself as is a system where people who have a lot of time but not a lot of money can use that time that they're playing the game to pay for their subscription by just using the in-game gold that they're collecting. And then on the other side of things, you have the people with a lot of money but not a lot of time, and they're willing to pay real money to get gold so they don't have to spend their precious time trying to farm gold for the game that they're playing. That's essentially the system. Now, this system is a byproduct of the gold farming industry, and there's a couple of other things that have made it into MMO that are a part of a byproduct of the gold farming industry. Now, this industry is slowly fading away, and so are some of these other nefarious things, such as stealing people's accounts, slowly over time because of systems like the WoW token and the cred system in WildStar. So what these industries would do is they would go and hack people's accounts, steal their account information, and then play those characters on bots. So not actual people playing them, but, a computer playing the character, farming gold in various ways, taking that gold that the computer is generating and selling it for real money. So essentially, they just run a program and they're making money off of it. And the people who would buy that kind of stuff, the people who would buy that gold are, again, the people who have a lot of money but not a lot of time. And back in the day when the WoW token or these systems didn't exist, this was pretty common. It wasn't advised because these people would get your account information in order to send you the gold, and you would then be a target of getting your account stolen and this whole process repeating over and over and over again until these accounts are banned or picked up, or essentially Blizzard restoring your account and making sure that it's secure. And one of the byproducts of this gold farming system is, of course, the authenticators. Authenticators are nothing new. We've seen them for a while now. Not only does it protect your account from these gold farmers, but it just protects your account in general. It protects your credit card information, stuff like that. So it is good across the board to have an authenticator or some way, some second step of authentication for logging in. Blizzard's new authenticator, the one that basically pings you if you're logging in from a different spot, just to make sure it's you, is really, really good. And I would highly suggest having one. There's no reason not to have one because you can download the free app for it. But these authenticators are part of a byproduct of this gold farming industry. So to keep people from stealing your account, you would have a authenticator, and then that would make sure that people couldn't log into your stuff and oftentimes log in and go into a guild bank that your character may or may not have access to and steal all the stuff out of that and then auction that off and use that gold. So there was a lot of different things going on with that. Now, what we're seeing is the WoW token being a byproduct of this gold farming industry as well. And this is slowly killing off the gold farming industry because there's no reason for players to then put themselves into a situation where they need to buy gold and put themselves in a dangerous situation where that account information can be stolen. So you're now seeing the gold farming industry slowly die off. It's getting there, but it is dying off. And you're seeing players feel more confident about spending money that they have excess of to buy gold. And you're seeing the people who are going to be playing the game anyways, as long as they have game time, and they're the ones generating people in the game anyways. They're the ones telling their friends to come play. So why not keep them playing by giving them a form of paying for their subscription by not necessarily, having to go out and make a ton of money, which then obviously keeps them off the game. Now, I've said this for a while now, is Blizzard and any company that does this, like NCSoft with WildStar, they want you to pay for your subscription with a token. And the reason why is because a subscription is $15 if you do it for just a month. A token is $20. So if you're spending $20 on a token and selling that token on the auction house, and someone is then getting that token and using it for their subscription, then essentially they didn't just sell the subscription for $15, they sold it for $20, plus whatever subscription the person is paying for who bought the token to begin with. So you end up with a lot more money going to Blizzard in the long run. It's a good business proposition for them. Now they've kind of flipped everything on their head by allowing you in WoW to take this token, and instead of converting it into game time, you can now convert it into battle.net balance. So those people who have a lot of time but not a lot of money can now use the time they have and the gold that they have abundance of in WoW to generate real money on the battle.net client, and then use that money to buy things in other Blizzard games. Now, suddenly you have all these people who are buying the WoW token, picking up these games that they may not have been able to afford. If you can get a few WoW tokens, because they convert into $15 of battle.net balance, not 20. So again, Blizzard is still making money off of this. But if you convert enough of those to get Overwatch, for example, now they're playing Overwatch. Oh, and now that player has another reason to keep farming in Warcraft, because they can get more of those tokens, which they can then use to put on the battle.net balance, which they can then use to get loot boxes in Overwatch. Oh, you're a Heroes of the Storm player and you don't have a lot of money, but you have a lot of time? Well, make sure you pick up WoW, start playing WoW, keep playing WoW, get a lot of WoW tokens, convert those into battle.net balance, and then every single time a hero is released in Heroes of the Storm, you get it pretty much right off the bat, because you could just go pay for it with battle.net balance. Or you can buy awesome mounts that you wouldn't be able to buy before. You want Hearthstone packs, new Hearthstone expansion, new Hearthstone adventure? Boom, there you go. You can pay for it with the time you're spending in Warcraft. This is a really cool idea, something that we knew was coming for a while now, because it was data mined a while back before this most recent patch, and we thought it was coming with this most recent patch, and it slowly trickled out until now. It activated officially on February 6th of 2017, and what we're seeing is a very interesting economical turn in Warcraft. These tokens have instantly jumped up in price because now they're instantly more readily desired. And for me, for instance, I knew that this process was coming, so I had 5 WoW tokens sitting in my inventory waiting to convert them into battle.net balance, because I wasn't going to use that gold anyways on my characters. Now, I've converted that battle.net balance over, and I've considered picking up the Valera combo pack in Heroes of the Storm, but I don't know if I'll play her. Lucio's coming out soon, and there was the pack for him, and I'm like, I don't really like his skin, but I have the gold to pick him up anyway, so maybe I'll head over to Overwatch. I went over to Overwatch and I bought 24 loot boxes, and I got a ton of really cool stuff from the Lunar Festival out of that because I hadn't been playing Overwatch recently. So it's allowed people like me who had a lot of gold anyways, don't necessarily have a lot of time, just have nothing to spend that gold, on that in WoW, because I'm playing WoW anyways. Then now I can convert that time that I'm spending in WoW to being able to enjoy other Blizzard games. It's really smart from them. And again, the price of these tokens has drastically jumped. On our server in particular, it was about 50,000 gold before the battle.net balance change. Once that happened yesterday, these tokens jumped from 50,000 gold to 100,000 gold overnight. And the reason for this is because they all got sold out. These players who had stockpiles of gold went and bought a ton of tokens and converted them into battle.net balance. And a lot of these players now have enough battle.net balance to buy the next WoW expansion that comes out, or the next expansion for whatever. Maybe Diablo, maybe the new Diablo game, or all of these other awesome stuff that you can buy in the Blizzard games. It's fascinating. And what we see is that because there are no more WoW tokens available, everybody has bought them. When you go to purchase one on the auction house, it will send you things back being like, there's no tokens at the moment. Here's your gold back. Try again later. And this is just a natural economical thing. You may be a little worried, like, oh, geez, these things have jumped in price, but they will go back down. This is just a normal supply and demand thing, that basic economics. So what we'll see in a month or so is the tokens will become more readily available, but the price will drop slightly. The price will go up across the board, across everywhere else in the game, but it will go back down as more tokens become available. And again, this changes things because now those people who are relying on those WoW tokens to play WoW, and maybe they were only scratching by getting the tokens, now they have to start considering whether or not to spend more time in WoW to get more gold, or just saying screw it and paying the money anyways. Either way, Blizzard is winning out of the situation, and it might be one of the best business decisions I've seen in a very long time. And to think that all of this spawned out of gold farmers being an issue in MMOs. It's kind of funny to think that an industry that was making money on Blizzard's misfortune for not being able to keep accounts safe is now not only dying, but causing WoW to make, or causing Blizzard to make, an extreme amount of money that they weren't making before, or that was readily available before, but people weren't investing into any of the WoW tokens, and now there's a reason to. And again, this is also very beneficial to the people who have a lot of money but not a lot of time, because now when they purchase one of those tokens, they're getting almost double the amount of gold they were getting before. It's probably the best stroke of genius I've seen in game design in a while, and I'll leave it at that. I want to know, are you using WoW tokens to purchase Battle.net balance? Are you tempted to go play WoW just to have gold to buy WoW tokens to use it on Battle.net balance? I'm sure maybe a few people are tempted. I wonder how many people in the long run would go pick up WoW just to do that. Probably not much, but it is an interesting proposition nonetheless. With that being said, we shall see you guys next time.